center of the shoulders, and quite frankly it came out better than I expected. I had to fool around with the connection and how to support this in a more stable manner. I had to do this though. I'm going to take this off and show you. So I'm gonna, it actually stuck in, there we go. I put two very thin parts here because I made it too wide, and then I just slide this part in here like so to hold it in. It's going to be glued on, but I just wanted to get the overall feel. Yeah, this detail is a little weird, and I'm hoping to put something on it. I have something to put it in between, but it's kind of barely noticeable. I mean, there you go. That is right there, Armored Core shoulders. What do you guys think of that? Some nice broad shoulders. It works. It fits right there. Again, I'm gonna probably leave that alone. It is a neat detail. These are glued on, except for these, which are moving around, and I'm thinking of the thruster thing, but maybe that's a little too much though. But regardless of the case, we'll leave it the way it is. Now, oh, and by the way, if you're hearing a background noise, I have the AC on. It's getting a little warm. Besides the shoulders, I put on these two little round parts here on each side. Put a little detail part there, and the elbow, and right there, and there. So there's some detail there. The arm doesn't need that much, but sometimes you have to think of, okay, what else can you put on? Now, I mentioned about the rest of the body, and I removed this part here, this little detail part. As much as it looks cool, I don't want it. I want to remove this. I want to remove this entire section and replace it with this part, the thruster part that goes there. But to do that, I am going to need to cut that off. I can't cut it like that because that will damage the part. What I'm going to have to do is cut it like there. Cut this part there, cut this part there, and then, yeah, figure that out. So, I'm going to slowly do this. Okay, so that'll cut there. I have a marker there, so this is going to take some time, so give me a moment. Okay, I removed it, as you could see. However, this is part of the mold, and I don't want to mess up the whole thing. I'm going to use a smaller, more controlled blade, saw here. Let's see if we can get that in there. Okay, that's good. Don't force yourself. Just find a good angle, find a good rhythm and position. Of course, I don't recommend this to anybody who may have arthritis in their hands, because sometimes we stiffen up our hands and then it hurts like hell. This happened to me many times. Alright, got something there. Alright. See if I can. I don't want to bend it. I really don't want to bend it and make a mess. So we have to figure out how to do this. I have an idea, but here we go. What you can do is make some holes. But now I'm using the wrong. Unfortunately, I don't know where I actually know where they are. I just don't feel like go getting it. But if we do this, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to make sure that the structure integrity of the part doesn't get screwed up. Because the last thing you want to do is to warp the part too much. There we go. And then just peel like that. And there you have it. Alright. Now all I have to do is carefully use this Olaf knife and clean it up a bit. Okay. As you can see, I cleaned it up as best as I possibly can. Also cut myself in the middle of that because I was using the Olaf knife to clean up and sand down a bit and smooth out areas. And as I was continuing on, I was trying to get this on properly, but it was not sitting properly, so I had to cut the inside of this, cut that as well, maybe put some other detail. But it actually falls into place like so, perfectly like that. And with the thruster, there we go. There. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I can take it out, put it on like that. Yeah, what I did was this one I had to actually smooth it out as well. I don't know if I should. I'm actually considering cutting that part off so that way the whole thing could fall right on it, but it's going to be glued on. Once everything is painted and all that stuff, it's going to be glued on. I just need to clean up that part as well. That's sticking out. And then I may put some other parts in between. I don't know, but I think that gap there is okay because you can barely see anything. That's easy for this. It's the bottom parts now that I have to see what I have for thrusters. I know I had extra thrusters. I always do. But I also have these that I'm going to put maybe one here and one there. I can't put it there because that defeats this detail there. And let me put, I think I have some detail to put onto this. I don't know if I should be doing something here. I know up front I'm going to be figuring something out a bit. But I'm not 100% sold yet. I may leave it alone and just deal with the back, the sides, and I know there's this blue part here. I think I have something for that. Was it, was it nearby? I thought I had it here. Moved a lot of things around because they were getting in my way. See, something like this would have been perfect if it was big. If it was bigger than the size that's here. I thought I had something here this side. Alright, like here. Again, same issue. It's not big enough. And I could probably cut that off. Put another plate. Maybe cutting it off and putting it on that would be okay. Let's visually look at this in another way. Cut that up here. Cut that up here. So that will be like that. Yeah, removing this. I mean, this is like one solid non-detailed part. This one has a little bit more detail, but you can barely even see it once it's there. It also meant to cover up the detail there, and you have to clean that up. Decisions. And this one I'm actually thinking of cutting that off. Alright. Give me a moment. Alright, so I put this little detail part there for now. And for this, I have these thrusters here that can go back there. And I have, I believe, the connectors, but these will have to be glued onto there. Yeah, thinking of doing that. This way I can actually remove this entire part and paint it separate while I take apart the whole thing. But I'm going back to this part here. I don't want to damage all this, depending on whether I want to put something on top. I have an idea. But what I'm about to do may be heresy for some of you guys. I'm actually thinking of getting rid of this and putting something on it. The sides are good, but I want to do something different with this. It's a beautiful mold, but yeah, I'm going to do this. I am going to cut this off. This is going to be... I can put these parts on, that's not a problem. It's just that I want to do this. Let me get the bigger one. A lot easier. Oops. Don't damage that. This is where I kind of like say to myself, I wish I had one of those sonic vibration knives that are like around $150 that will allow you to cut these styrene sheets like butter. Get this part here. Oops. One more right there. I'm almost there. You just gotta be a little patient. There we go. It's one solid peg there, and it can be held up like that with no problem. Alright, let me cut the other one off. Okay, as you can see, I successfully cut these out, sanded it down a bit, and they're perfect to connect. I don't need to have to worry about not being aligned. I mean, once I'm done painting and detailing it, when I put them on, they'll be glued on. But they're perfect. Which now, you're going to say, okay, you removed the middle part. Now what are you going to do in the middle? Well, this part here I cut off from one of the parts from, I think this is a leftover part from a jigging kit from the ECOS type. I cut two sides off here, and I could probably put that here, as you can see, and put detail around here and here, and along the edges there. But then how am I going to connect this? Fortunately, the peg hole for this does not fit here, and both holes are very small. This will be too high for it because of the head. Let me get the head here for example. So I can't put that there. That defeats the purpose. So I'm going to put that right here. It should be easy. I have a bit of an idea. I can cut this off, this hole here, and then super glue this polycap, which does fit to this. This will give me a connection to this. The dimensions is okay if I cut these off and cut the inside here. This is one possibility of a chest. It's not set in stone because I was actually going to think of scratch building a chest, of my own. But I'm going to see if I can do some options here. So let me work with this, cutting this off, and then as I'm doing that, I'll work on the idea of a different type of chest to put on, and then we'll choose which one is, the better choice. So let me cut this off. I'm going to sand it off, not with this, with the saw, and then I will work on the assembly of a different type of chest. So we'll do a side-by-side comparison. So give me time to do that first.